Hello, thanks for dropping in today. Hang on, I'm going to adjust this a little. There we go. So today we'll continue to tinker with things to do with the flood, etc., as we expand our horizons. Okay. Oops. Oh yeah. All right. So we are indeed on the air. And I have to figure out another something to do with lighting, because my face gets kind of dark. So for the moment, we'll go with Santa. Alright. So, here I found some more things that I intend to experiment with. I do. Of course, first, because I left this running, let's look and see how the Vic-20 did. Check disk program. Checked 681 blocks, 35 tracks, 16 sectors. No bad blocks. Woohoo! So that means this disk, which is, of course, a scratch disk, a blank disk, a not much of anything disk, it's all good. Oh, isn't that interesting? The monitor has just suddenly stopped displaying in color. Let's see what happens. Oh, it gave a flash of color. And then it went away. Great. Alright. I'm going to get this tape out of here. Ow, ow, ow. Why is this not working? What? Just come out. It seems kind of stuck. What's going on here? Oh, I know. Aha, yes. The tape that I put over so it would write is giving me a hard time. Okay. I think what I'm going to do is unplug things. And switch back to you can go off now, I think. That didn't go well. I'll switch back to the 64. That was part of all of this. The Vic-20 can rest. What is this? Oh, joystick. Okay. So before I plug in the power, I'm going to plug in all the other cabling so that I can see it while I do it. I still don't know where this goes on a 64. Maybe on a pad it goes somewhere. Maybe. I think on a 64 it's a danger. In case it should get somewhere it should not get. That would be bad. That was probably not wise. Okay. Monitor on. Now let's see. Is this monitor displaying in color or not? Or is it the Vic-20? Yeah, it's in color. Perhaps it is the Vic-20 that has color issues. Mind you, that Vic-20 certainly had a good burn-in. It was on for a long, long time. Now, as I look at this monitor still, it has color things on the top. And it doesn't seem to be waggling, which is a good thing. Anyway, what I have here is another copy of, well, it's scratched out, but D4. Now, I don't know what I've done with this tape, but it came from the Toronto Pet Users Group, Inc., 1912A Avenue Road, Suite 1, Toronto, Ontario, M5M, 4A1, 416-782-9252, which of course is no longer in the service. So I'm going to rewind, which of course is already rewound. I'm going to try and do a little fast forwarding. It sounds good. So I'm going to rewind. And just for fun, because I don't know what's on here, if anything, I'm just going to press play and see what happens. Because if there is something on here, and there may be something on here, maybe it will load and we'll have a better idea as to whether this tape drive is happy. I think it's pretty happy, but there are still issues at times, which means maybe it's not. Maybe it's intermittent. Maybe it needs some lubrication inside. And you know, I was thinking about this years ago. I remember I could get this stuff, I think it was Radio Shack. Tiny, it was like almost a syringe, but it wasn't a syringe. It was like a squeeze thing of oil. About the size of a syringe thing. And it had a tiny little thing, kind of like almost like a thing you would use to fill a soccer ball with an air pump. And you could take the tiniest little drop of oil and put it exactly where you wanted. And now, of course, I can't find them. They must be around somewhere. Anyway, this does not seem, at this moment, to be finding much of anything. It does not. Now, let's just break error. Yeah. So there's maybe nothing on here. Maybe there is. I was looking at a disc here, and I was wondering if, of course, there might. Oh, look at that. Huh. Not surprising in some ways. The monitor has a bit of a waggle when the disk drive, which is on the top of it, is turned on. Aha. Yes, this would be a grand test. I'm going to load Monopoly, or Monopole, which is a very, very long basic program. But before I forget, while that is loading, I must take this tape out. Oh, okay. This already has some tape on it. Okay, we're good. So that is still loading. And for those that don't know what this is, it's Monopoly, but it's not, because that would be a copyright infringement, even though it's a public domain game. And even on the 1541, it takes a long time to load. It's still loading. It is 98 blocks. Now I just want to list that and watch it go by. And onward it goes, it goes, it goes, it goes. There's a British version that changes the street names and supposedly uses pounds But there are some things that have not been altered, and it still comes up with dollar things. So this is doing its magical thing here. And it is a long, long program. It has sound effects, all kinds of cool things. Anyway, it is still going on and on and on. I just want to make sure, and I'm sure it is fine. I just want to let it do its magic so I can see, okay, it's finished listening. Alright, so I had said before that I might want to give this a little bit of a test or workout by having it save something much longer. Now, this is going to take some bit of time to save, but it is a test of a number of things. Firstly, it's a test, well, of the memory in the 64 to see if it's okay, because it fills it up pretty well. That's not full, but that's pretty full. Yeah, that is pretty full. Anyway, and also it gives the dataset a chance to sit and work at its regular speed and save things, which it should take a considerable amount of time, which we do not have to sit here for. One thing I did find downstairs in the pool room was a box with a C2N dataset unit. And there it is. Now, it looks much the same. It has a black cord. Does it have the Commodore logo? Yes, Commodore logo always up. So, not to mix things up too badly, but I do want to try and see what's happening with that dataset. Figure while we're doing the dataset thing, might as well have a look-see. Indeedy. So, I wish, right now I do not really have any way to edit, because if I did, I would, you know, edit things down to like fast motion and things and stuff, and I don't. So, at this moment, we are still on the air, and I'm just going to let this sit and save. Now, the chances of this actually working and saving this program and loading it back in, I think are pretty slim. But you never know. You just never know. It may just be, it just needs a good workout. On the counter at this moment, it is at 56. And I don't know how much it needs. But certainly you saw how long the 1541 took to load that. So this is going to be considerably slower. Oh, Penny. Penny is opening the door. Come on, Penny. Penny, come here. Can you get in? Can you? Yes. Penny, hi. What troubles you, Penny? Oh, Penny. Come here, dear. Let's say hello to the people. Oh, there's Penny. It's been a while since you've come to see us. Yes, it has. Although Penny does. Are you having enough of me? Have you had enough? Do you want to get down? Or should I cut your head? I think what you're saying is, let me down. And so I shall. So, I am going to let this do its magic. And I'll come back and check on it later and record some more. Right, Penny? Yes, that's what we will do. You going now, Penny? Hmm? You had enough? Yes, I know. I know. We'll see if the data set works. Yes, we will. Alright, so next time we'll see what's up with this, and we will maybe try this other data set, see if it's working. And I'll keep looking for other things. Maybe I need to go and hunt up all the data sets I have so I can figure out what, well, first of all, the chances of me finding them all are about 0. But I could find some more, and I could experiment and see what's what. There were, in the old days, of course, running bulletin board things. Excuse me. There were some people and some programs and things that I knew that I never knew of a bulletin board that ran off a data set, but it's possible. But I know that, of course, in having things connected and doing things and working things, is that sometimes it's cool to have things in every port and things doing certain bits and pieces and things. And I do think I remember hearing somebody talk about how they had their bulletin board running on a 64 with, I think, 2 or 3 disk drives. But because they could, and because they wanted to, they would have the call log every day saved in a format that they made up, probably a sequential file, to a tape drive. And then they could look at it. I think they had it made so it would go into whatever word processor they were using, and they could have a look. And it wasn't that it was necessary, because of course they had disk drives. 3, maybe 4 of them. Device 8, 9, 10, 11. But it was just because they could. And they liked to have, like a 64 running a board, it would have had a modem in the port, in the user port. Cartridge port. Probably nothing in the cartridge port, but certainly would have had something hooked up to a monitor. Would have had something in the serial port. And of course now it had a data set plugged in and a power thing. Who knows? They might have had, you know what? Thinking back, they might have had a cartridge of their own device doing, etc. That if there was a power failure, that it would simply auto boot off the cartridge and load up the bulletin board and get it going again. Maybe. Possibly. Why is that? Anyway, this continues to record. It is now 1:35 on the counter. 1:35. But that is enough for now. So we will continue with our data set experiments. And yes, I will search for more data sets. I shall. So, till we meet again, keep your stick on the ice, pray for peace. Peace, pray for peace. Wait just a second. It has stopped. It says that it has done it. Well, this is an unexpected surprise. Let me press stop and rewind. Oh, that does not sound good at all. Oh, this is fighting. I have a horrible feeling that whatever this didn't sound bad when I was doing that. Why isn't that strange? That just sounds awful. Well, I'm going to turn it over, and I'm going to do the fast forward thing. But it still doesn't sound great. do the rewind thing. It does seem to be picking up a little speed. But not a whole lot. Oh, maybe lubrication is required. Oh, it is just crawling. It's funny. It is. What if I do rewind here? Fast forward, it rocks. Rewind, it sucks. Ugh. I am tormented. There's no way I'm taking a pen and backing this all the way up. There's no way. It is crawling almost slower than if it was pressing, sort of doing play. What is going on here? How's the play work? Not bad. So by rights, of course, if I turn this over and do the fast forward, that's the same as rewinding. Bother. Let me think about this. Oh, let me think. Oh dear. You know what I think? I think I need to think about this. So, thanks for coming. Until we meet again, bye for now.